Welcome to MMRA Racing. In this edition of MMRA Racing, we're going to be headed to the hills of Tennessee to Riverview Speedway. Riverview Speedway is a high-banked quarter-mile oval, and it's our version of Bristol Motor Speedway. It makes for some exciting racing. Come join the action. Well, it's too bad the rain finally caught us at Orlando Speed World, and it seemed to have followed us here to Riverview Speedway in Carthage, Tennessee. But we've been here all day, and except for a few sprinkles, it's been a great day to get a lot of racing action in. We're just starting qualifying now. There's going to be some great racing action tonight. Join us for MMRA Touring Series race number 2. Believe it or not, the first event of the evening was a wedding ceremony down in the infield, but with bad weather moving in, it didn't take long for the Future Stars feature event to get underway. As the field came off of turn number 4 to take the green flag, a full field invert made the start a little rough, and jumping out to the early lead was the number 92 of Brandon Roussel. New Future Star Jesse Michael had a great run going, pulling out into second place ahead of the field, while the Willis brothers started working their way from the back up through traffic. Maybe Jesse had some extra motivation to run well from his new sponsor, Golden Flake Snacks. In fact, earlier in the day, we'd seen him working his way through the pits, passing out free samples of his sponsor's product. It's great to see kids learning more than just the on-track side of the sport, but also the importance of sponsorship and keeping your sponsors happy. He even had Mom helping him pull the snacks around and delivering them out to the fans at Riverview Speedway. Here's a good battle between the number 24 of Texas racer Christopher Kerr and the number 82 of Clayton Brishaber as they come up and split the difference on early leader Brandon Roussel in the number 92.
Look at number 9.
That's right, Seth. Chad Willis was the fast qualifier, and he's working his way through the field quickly, headed for the front. While Chad headed to the front in the number 9, his brother Hunter in the number 99 wasn't far behind, still working his way through traffic. When the checkered flag falls on the first feature race of the night, it's all number 9 Chad Willis as he takes the victory and a victory lap with his brother Hunter. But that sets up an interesting post-race interview where it's revealed that Chad was actually borrowing his brother's car. This was a fun one. Check it out.
Well, we swapped cars, and I was thanking because he let me drive it. And this is only his third race, and he's finished second, so I'm proud of him.
Well, congratulations, Jen. Are you going to come over and talk to me first a little bit? What do you think about your brother? Hey.
I like my car back.
Hey, I believe that's your safety back about it. Y'all going to fight over?
Yeah.
Well, it's good to hear the Willis brothers get along so well. Congratulations to Chad on his first ever MMRA Touring Series win. And now let's take a look at the full finishing order from the feature event. Welcome back to MMRA Racing. Before we get back into the racing action though, we want to take just a moment to visit with Chad Willis. Chad won his very first Touring Series race at Riverview Speedway and went on to hit every single tour race and ultimately win the 2004 Future Stars Championship. It's always great to see new racers come into our sport and succeed early, and Chad certainly did that in 2004. Let's take a moment now and visit with Chad and his father Tony as they reflect on a championship season. Well, folks, we finally caught up with Future Stars Eastern champion Chad Willis and his father Tony, and congratulations, guys. It was a fantastic 2004 season for you. Had to be an awesome year that you're going to remember for a long time.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a great accomplishment, and we can hope we can get another one next year.
Well, and you had a lot of tough competition, too. I know we saw you at every single Touring Series race. Takes quite a commitment, Tony, I'm sure, as you're well aware, to do something like that.
It takes a big commitment on the kids and the support that we have around us. Yes, it does.
And Chad, tell me about your background in racing. Was this your first race car right here that you won the championship with, or have you been involved in earlier motorsports as well?
Well, my dad's raced for a long time, but before I started racing, I never thought about doing much with it, but then this is my first car, and this is my first full season. Once I got in it, I love it.
So at the beginning of the year, you were a complete rookie. You were starting out. Now, you've been around your dad, obviously, for years, and that's obviously very important. We see, a lot of the Nextel Cup stars coming up, sons and brothers and so forth, because just being around it is helpful. But what was it like for you that first time behind the wheel when it was actually you on the racetrack?
Yeah, it was different. It was fun. And I learned a lot from my dad. He's been doing this a whole lot longer than I have, and he teaches me a lot.
Now, describe a typical day at the racetrack. Obviously you show up early, unload the car, and get to work. But Tony, do you work on the car? Does Chad work on the car? And how does that all play out?
Well, at all the national events, it was me, Chad, and Hunter, his little brother. And Chad can do a few things to his car, and he was a big help. And his little brother's 11, he was 10 when we started, so we didn't have a whole lot of help there. So it was very hectic with two cars there.
And tell me about Hunter a little bit, because we all enjoyed that victory lane at Riverview Speedway. It was the first Touring Series race for mini cup cars in 2004, and we come to find out in Victory Lane that Hunter's car was faster, and he got bumped out of the seat. How'd that happen?
Yeah, his car was a whole lot faster, and I thank him for letting me borrow it. That was basically his about second race, and I had a little bit more experience, so we swapped cars, and it was fast, and I got the win with it. And next year he'll have just as much experience with me, and I'll be moved up, so we can't swap cars no more.
Well, now tell me about the difference of going from one car to another. You said one was faster than another, but was it any adjustment for you from a driving perspective? I mean, behind the wheel, could you tell which car you were in beyond just one was faster than another?
Well, basically this one just handled a little bit better, so it wasn't as much of a struggle.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you familiar with all of the adjustments on these cars? I mean, when you come in and say, well, gee, Dad, the car is doing such and so. I mean, are you there with a wrench in your hand working on it too?
Well, I try to. I don't know as much as my dad does, and I'm learning more about the car every race, what to do to it and how to make it faster.
And Tony, obviously, jumping into the sport with your sons, must be a real proud moment for you as a parent. But there were a lot of options out there, a lot of different types of motorsports. What attracted you to the Mini Cup program?
Well, I really never thought about them racing until they, like most people do, 15, 16 years old, other than go-karts. And I didn't want to do that. And then we race, me and my dad and another gentleman usually race somewhere every weekend. So we were looking, when we seen these cars running every week, when they were going to run at Riverview, we decided that we would make the commitment with the late model car there. So it made it easy because we could all three go and race at the same track on the weekends, because that's as you know, that's a little problem when you got people going in different directions.